Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Paul Sains with Insain Sports Podcast. Welcome today to another episode. I think this is episode 5.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
yeah, bringing on my dog. You know who it is, top 7
Let's
himself.
go,
Hey,
baby.
Victory Monday.
Hey, let's go, man. It's a great Monday, man. Hey,
Great Monday.
great,
Great Monday.
great
We're
Monday.
looking to have a good day. Just to get started, I want to tell everybody go ahead and like the channel. Also, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button so you can hear us each and every time we keep stacking on these wins, man. So,
Oh, for sure.
hey, going into the subject, you already know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start off with pushing the pile. When I say those words, what comes to mind?
Family, a team coming together, just bonding, all of that stuff that we don't get to see outside of a locker room. That's what showed on the field yesterday, for sure. Because we
Absolutely.
didn't just coming back down from 14 again. We don't do stuff. We don't. Normally the Browns it's a trickle down effect. Now we about to fumble. Something else bad is about to happen. That's what normally happens when we go down 14-0. Again, they said we haven't come back down from 14-0, I think, since 98, 99. Like, it's been a long time. So them
Who is
pushing
that
the power was
against?
like we have arrived now. Like, we showing y'all, like, we not about to get pushed over. We not about to get bullied. And the low key a little bit started too with that Njoku run too, that 5-yard run, and he was like, "No, I'm not going down regular." Like,
Yeah,
that started that as well too. But that's what come to mind. What come to mind when you saw that?
pushing the pile. When I think
Mm-hmm.
of that, it's like it was like we not the little brothers no more.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I saw Tillman in there. I went back and I watched every player that was like involved in that scuffle. Even though we'll get to it, but James Hudson, I didn't think he had his best game.
Mm-hmm.
The the mindset that he carried is something that's coming from the top down. It's like we not about to be little brothers to y'all no more. My
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing was with Canvas Stefanski and his play calling before. It was like, will it be able to face the big dogs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So now
that's
you
what
at
you
the
started.
point to
You
where
started off with our
you able.
first. I didn't mean to cut you off. Our first episode, you were saying, like, can he beat the good coaches? We
That
just
was
gonna
the
say.
biggest thing. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like I could see the players. Everybody has the mindset. We're not the little brothers. We here to win.
Mm-hmm.
So what comes to mind is I guess everybody like to say the Ravens are the bullies. I like to say bullies get bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what comes to mind, man. Like, but going into that, the biggest thing that really goes off the charts is Watson. And when I say 14 for 14, come on, man. Speak to that.
Hey, that's what $230 million is supposed to get you right there. And it not only did he go 14 for 14, but you just see how he was battling through, kept getting, again, didn't have neither of our tackles. He was getting he was getting hit. He was getting hit out there, and he still had the mindset of, like, no, I'm about to grind this out. I'm about to take whatever the defense give me. I'm gonna hit some deep passes. Because I saw somebody, a lot of people like to play down, like, when somebody does stuff good. So I had to go through too and watch it over, because they were saying, like, it was like little dump downs and stuff like that. But that's what the defense is giving me. But
Yeah, you take what they give you.
he also hit more on a good comeback route. He hit Cooper. It was like second and, after we had a false start, like second and 11 or second and 13. He hit Cooper on a good pass to make it 3rd and 2. Then 3rd and 2, he threw the ball to it's so crazy. Like, it wasn't the same type of play, but it was 3rd and 2 when we passed the ball. But again, we have Watson instead of Walker, and he threw it outside, and it didn't get tipped in the air, and he got a first down. Like, he was making the correct plays. He was using his legs when he was supposed to. That's just also showing you too, like, when I couldn't play, it's because I couldn't play. You know what I mean? A lot of people was on him about, like, man, it's a shoulder, like, he should be able to play. If Watson can play, he's going to show you he could play. They say he left with a walking boot, but he still said he's going to play Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, he said it's pretty sore now, but he said, I'm sure, like, when I get treatment and stuff, I'll be able to play. So 14 for 14, it definitely looks good. But when you watch the game and see what he had to go through, and he still persevered and still like battled,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm more like impressed of. Like he, you know what I mean, 14 to 14 is good, but again, if you're just dumping it down, screens and stuff like that, then it's not. It doesn't really look as impressive. But going through with the two tackles out, we're down to our fourth and fifth tackle, and he just still found a way, stepped up in the pocket what he's supposed to. It was just, it was great. It was great to watch, man. This Monday, this is a different victory Monday for us because again, this is Kevin Stefanski's first road victory, against the Ravens, and we did like it was a game where you like, man, second play of the game, you just like, man, it's about to happen again. I know people felt that a little bit, like, man,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still gonna watch the game, but it's like, man, this what happened with the Steelers, man.
yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing happened with the Steelers. So I was like, man, this can't. But if you watch the game, didn't turn it off, and you see like they gonna play for Stefanski, they gonna play for each other, they gonna play for, and that's what that 14 like. He was like, man, I'm not giving up. I'm showing y'all.
yeah,
And they that goes back to pushing the pile too. Like they like, man, our quarterback isn't 100%. He's getting smacked, ankle messed up. You know what I mean? Let's finish this off. And
yeah, man.
that's what that 14 for 14 show for me for sure.
Yeah, you brought up Njoku and him popping off, and I see Kevin wasn't scared to continue going to him. He went. It seemed like Njoku was playing like he had a point to prove against the Ravens.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He was running hard, and I know them boys hear how good that defense is, and they probably feel that we had a better defense. So they said that they feed off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm not gonna say, oh no, your boys is better than my boys. We ain't gonna go that route.
Oh yeah,
You know
no.
what I mean? So
Yeah, for sure.
just to see Kevin Stefanski dialing it up, still sticking with, what is working at that time. Because sometimes I feel like he'll get out ahead of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, because I feel like I'm hearing myself. Do you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like Watson going into there going 14 for 14. I hear you saying that people saying he's dumping the ball down, but it doesn't really matter. You're making the right read.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't really keep saying something for 14 for 14. You're in the NFL. That means the defensive coach is starting to make
He gonna
adjustments.
adjust. Yep.
Exactly. So for you to continue making the adjustment at quarterback to continue finding open men, you're doing your job.
For sure, 100%.
So Deshaun Watson, I've been seeing he wakes up in the second half. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I
He
mean?
does.
The first half might sound may look a little rocky. I remember the last game. I was saying he should have came out. I
Mm-hmm.
was screaming, I don't know, he don't look good. He not ready. Second half, he woke up.
That he did the same thing with the Titans too. Titans, he did the same exact thing. Like not little dumb downs, but he wasn't. Again, obviously he throws the deep ball very well. We can see that. But
Pretty.
yeah, it just seems like and I don't know. To me, I feel like that has to do with a lot of footwork, adjustments like having your feet right, turning your hips to where you're supposed to throw the ball to. But again, once he got more into the flow of the game and probably wasn't thinking as much, I remember it might have been the time. I don't know if Kareem scored on this, but he had looked to the right and then he hit Cooper right in the like nope, everybody flowed to the
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Cooper right in the middle. Man, that was just him again. Start at first, he get a little antsy. Like if he don't see his first read, he was like running a little bit. That when he started getting the flow of the game, he looked to the right, nobody was there. Hit Cooper in the middle, let Cooper go off. So I want him to obviously start faster. I don't want us to have. I don't need to lose any more years of my life. Browns
Right.
already made me lose a lot, so I need you to, I need you to, again, I love the fight, but let's go. Let's, first quarter. You know what I mean? I need to see some of that too. I need to put us a complete 4 quarters together. That's what
So that goes into actually my next question is like, how do you like the balance of the offense?
amazing. It's amazing. He again he hears a lot of uproar of he's not running the ball as much, and but yesterday he wasn't just running, let's just run right, let's just run left. It was one play I really like. He did a pitch play. Coop came in and crack. Hudson uh came like a pulling tackle, got Kareem out there. Like he was doing a lot of stuff, and then again, let's go back. It's always gonna come back to pushing the pile. If we don't start running the ball and showing like we about to show you like we tough, I don't think we do that. I don't think we push the pile in because we're trying to show that we're a finesse team by passing a lot. So he was running the ball, letting our what they call them the big uglies. He was letting them, do their thing, push the pile. I mean, push the guys back, and I feel like he has to do that too with the left tackle with the tackles out. You can't just keep passing the ball. Eventually, those guys over there are going to beat our fourth and fifth option. It's just, what I mean, just like how Odell beat Ford, on that slant. Like he's going to do that against them. That's what I expect. He passing the ball enough, so I expect that the D ends would eventually get home. You know what I mean? So he mixed it in a lot. He also, what I also like too. Normally, when Nick Harris comes in, we run the ball. We automatically Nick Harris gonna be the lead blocker. Man, yesterday he had Nick Harris in play action, hit Coop. Like he was showing them like, okay, everybody else knows when I put Nick Harris in, I run the ball, I'm gonna hit you with some play action. So I just like how he dialed it up and he mixed everything up yesterday. It was, what I mean, again, what game was that we said it was one of his best games? Was it San Francisco? Was it San Francisco's?
San Francisco was a great game.
Yeah, it was a great game. It was after we lost? Who did we lose
We
to?
lost against Seattle. We beat the Colts.
Who do we
The
play after
Colts was
Seattle?
it? Huh?
Who do we play after Seattle?
The Colts, I believe.
No, we beat the Colts. Because remember, Watson ain't play. The last game we just played before this game. I cannot think who we played.
I don't know.
We so happy about the Ravens. But the game before he was dialing it up too. He's been getting more creative with the playbook, and he also hasn't like banished the run game either. Which a lot of people talk about, like, you included, my family members be on my back. Why is he not running? But he's doing, he's doing. And again, what you want from somebody is to learn from your mistakes. Against Seattle, could he had ran on 3rd and 2? It's like I'm not mad at people being mad at him for not running 3rd and 2. I'm not mad, But again, what did he do? He learned from his mistake. Again, in the game yesterday, 3rd and 2, he passed the ball. But again, another 3rd and 2 happened. Guess what he did? Gave it to Ford to get the first down. So again, he's keeping the defense off balance as well by doing that. And again, when everything works, it looks beautiful. He had Harrison Bryant in to run a 4th and 1. He was being aggressive. He did a lot of great things yesterday to put him in my, top coaches. Beating Harbaugh, who's a staple in the game, but you beat him on the road with 2 left tackles out. Your starting corner goes down. Both your safeties end up going down. And you still give some, a hire for Jim Shorts too was one of the best things that he's done. So having to give him some kudos for how he's been coaching the season so far. He's doing very well, in my personal opinion. My eye, like, you just love you some Stefanski. But
you do.
But if I'm being honest, he's 6-3. Again, it's only 4 times we started 6-3. He's 2 of them. This one, the year he won Coach of the Year, Bill, and I can't say his name. He was coaching when Benny Kosar was the coach, and Bill Belichick. He did 2 of the 4. We only been 6-3 4 times, and he's 2 out of the 4. I just, we are Browns. We want to win every. Listen, we got the roster now. We want to win every game. You know what I mean? So I understand why people get mad, but it's professionals on the other side too. They're there to make plays and stuff like that too. Like, I can't be mad at the shine about the Hamilton play. That was a freakish safety.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
This dude crazy. Like, if I was a Ravens fan, I would have got chills. I've been chills thinking about it, just being thinking now, like, how hard it is to make that, like, not just tip the ball. He tipped the ball, and then I saw him. I'm like, man, this dude, that was a crazy play.
Yeah, it was.
So we have to, and we're in the toughest division. You know what I mean? If we were 6-3 in any other division, we'd probably be number 1. We 3rd in our division right now, and we 6-3. So, it's tough for us to, have objective, way to say something about him. So I could understand that. I think we lost my man Paul. I don't know what happened. Um, but I just think that the Browns, had a great win. I'm gonna go on my own accord here. Again, I don't know what happened to Paul, and I really can't see you guys' comments or anything like that. So if you're saying anything, I'll probably be able to read it later. Um, but going into my, top 7 things that I took away from the game. Um, one of them was we're talking about Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson again showed toughness. We already talked about the 14 for 14. That was definitely amazing and definitely, something we could build off of. That's what we want to see in our franchise quarterback, is for him to go crazy, 14 to 14. My number 2 takeaway from the game is again what we were just talking about. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. I was talking to myself.
Hey, hey,
I went to my top 7. I went to my top 7 without you. I was like,
hold
man,
on, we not there yet,
I'm like,
man.
I
We
don't know
not
my
there.
boy. I had to keep it going.
We not there yet, man.
Okay,
Hold
okay.
on.
I only did one. I was like, man,
Let me,
where my boy
let me
go?
bring it back. Hey, but we already was getting into the next topic,
Uh huh.
which was actually Kevin Stefanski. But you was going off. I thought you could hold it down by yourself. So
Yep. I was I
I,
was I was holding it down, and then I was like, okay, I didn't know what the other topic was gonna be, so I was like, let me just go ahead and go with the top 7.
but to go back off of Kevin Stefanski, honestly, man, like I I I I'm one of those people. I'm admit, man. I admit when I'm wrong, or I admit where because we're still trying to figure out can we beat the top dogs. He's showing it this year. This is the year that I'm like, okay, it's not too much I'm gonna be able to say about this man. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I understand why I was being hard, but one thing you were saying, like I understand, like we want to win, but it's not bad to expect that. That's what we expect
Yeah,
out
for
of a
sure.
coach. So we have to expect for him to do better as well. You get what
Okay.
I'm saying? He has to
Mm-hmm.
expect that when he doesn't do well, that's going to come with criticism. Just
Mm-hmm.
like you praise him up today, it's going to come with when he does terrible. We're going to let him know about it.
But
So
this is my beef. When we do lose, it's not no. So we actually, when we win, it's more. Again, I had an argument with this guy. I just cut it short because I'm not about to argue. You know me with you. It's the when we win, it's the players. It's everybody else. But when we lose, it's straight on Stefanski. So I just just like in a relationship. Every time I do something good, I don't need you not to say nothing. But as soon as I do one thing bad, now you want to bring, I want us to be consistent. I want us to be consistent with the good and consistent with the bad. I'm not speaking to you because when Kevin's dialing it up, guess what you text me, or you even on the show, you say, hey man, Kevin, he doing a great job. He's doing way better than he has previously. I just want everybody to be consistent with that. Just as a Browns fan, people who are listening, that's what I want. I want us to be consistent. When he does do something wrong, I probably stand 10 toes on him when he does do something wrong. That's just how I am. Unfortunately, I'm a stubborn person, and I'm gonna be like, man, I'm not mad at the play call. You know what I mean? Even if 80% people think he should have ran on a certain play, and we were moving the ball, Kareem Hunt. I understand. I'm not against what people saying, but I'm not going to criticize him off of one play. You know
mm,
what I mean? That's like us getting mad at Dustin D Hop. I'm calling him D Hop.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
D Hop for missing the extra point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, man, this dude's been consistent all the whole time. Now he missed one. We gonna get to D Hop, but because I'm going for it. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just saying, like, we can't expect someone to throw a perfect game all the time. We have to have just a little bit of leeway. That's all I ask for my Browns fans, with Stevic fans, to have a little bit of leeway.
I get what you're saying, and like I said, he's been dialing it up. There's not too much I can actually say about him to where I'm complaining. I like the balance, like we just left off with him getting the different running backs in there. I feel like it was a point of time. I'm like, dang, why we not seeing Kareem? But he got Kareem in there. Just as I was saying that, he put him in there at the right time to switch
Yeah.
up the rhythm. And Kareem was playing like he came from Cleveland
Like
Muni League.
like he's from
You
Cleveland.
feel me?
Uh-huh. He was
He was
playing like he was
running.
from Cleveland.
Man, I had chills seeing how he was running. And I know he runs hard all the time, but it was just like he understands what the history of the Browns and the Ravens and us falling short and having good games to where or the Ravens might block our kick to win it or you know what I mean, crushing
And I
or
forgot. I don't even want to remember. I remember that one. I'm like, what am I watching? It was on national television. It's like a flashback. When you say something, a flashback come up. Like, dang.
cause it's like we've and that even goes even back to what you said earlier in the episode where you said I know everybody at a point in time is like here we go again
Mm-hmm.
because we've seen it over and over again where the Browns were just right there and something happens the Browns and we're gonna talk about the Browning
Mm-hmm.
later on in the show but man Kevin Stefanski I'm honestly I'm honestly happy to see what I'm seeing. I see growth in him as a coach, and I had to take myself back because I'm like, he is still a young coach. Preferably, like he didn't go from being a head coach before into this is still his first time. All of this stuff. It reminds me, I had a job one time recruiting, and I popped off real good. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I popped off. I was getting all of these people to work. And my manager was asking, like, well, you know, you got to keep that up. But I didn't know what I was doing in the first time. I was like, I had early
First
success, but they still held me to that standard. It was like, I still got to learn my position and my job. So people could see that
impression.
he's gifted. We could see that he's gifted. He obviously are able to corral the men. I've never heard in no press conference like Justin Fields did to his coaches. You get what I'm saying? I've never heard him
Damn.
nobody just call him out and say, you know, I'm not messing with Kevin Stefanski or my coach should have called this play. I've never seen that. Probably Baker trying to throw shots after he left, but you could tell he corrals the men. Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Stefanski is getting better by each moment. Now, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but it's like we got another test coming up, and that coach is one of the best I think is in the division. So it's like I want to. Yes, this is Victory Monday. I want to keep it there, but it's like Kevin, you go ahead and beat this man. Beat
We
Mike.
gonna we gonna be. We'll get to that later. We'll get
Okay,
to that.
so you want to talk about the DPJ trade, like filling in his boots and moving forward from there. How do you feel about that? Shout out to our sponsors,
So,
by the way, too.
um, the thing is, like at the time when it happened, I was hot. I'm like, man, what is we traded DPJ. At least DPJ gonna catch the ball. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Got the same number. So I gotta again. What I try to preach is consistency. So last week when I was watching him play, I'm like, man, I'm happy we got to upgrade. You know, we got to upgrade here. But the
Mm-hmm.
second game, you, Now I'm a little skeptical now because when it gets crunch time, when I need you, you know what I mean. That's how we judge people by. That's how they judge Purdy. Purdy, when the going's good, he throwing off the back foot to George Kittle, 80 yards, 66 yards. But how do you play when we down one? We got to stop. Now I need you to do just be you. I don't need
Mm-hmm.
you to be no hero. Man, I can't get I want to make a play, but hey, this is the play I can make. Fair catch it, let my offense come out there. You didn't have to do too much. You know what I mean? So it's still up in the air. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna down him, you know what I mean, right now because a lot of people don't make plays. Miles Garrett went over to D Hop after he missed the extra point and let him know like we gonna need you. So I do need I need to see more. I need to see more. I need to see more. I'm not going to. Everything feels better after a win. Now we
Mm.
lose, you know what I mean? Because he didn't catch the ball. Now I'm like, man, this the dude we got back here, punt returning. I
Mm.
did see Strong at kick return, and I liked his explosiveness too. He looked good,
That
but
looked good.
yeah, he looked good. I thought he was about to go,
I think he
but
got hurt off of that play.
yeah, man, he was moving though. He was doing his thing. Hopefully he okay.
Yeah.
But the somebody told me he still played with Baltimore. Cause remember he played with Baltimore if he was a practice squad.
I
I,
was feeling like that,
I was
man.
like, hold on. That's what's going on. We
Hey,
got
as
some
soon
other.
as he dropped it, I said, "Oh, he point shaving."
he took his eye off the ball and everything. I said, hold on.
It's
He
just
was real good last week when we didn't play ball. Hold on, what's going on? So yeah, oh yeah, we played the Cardinals last week. That's why. But yeah, he looked real good against the Cardinals last week. Catching it, he getting us plus yards, not
yeah.
letting the ball bounce, everything. So I'm like, okay, first punt, this what you do? I ain't gonna lie, I was mad. That's the game. I just kept thinking like again, us as Browns, they put us right there. You know, you just about to get it. Like we gotta stop. We just went down there. I want to see Watson. I want to see him have a game winning or game tying drive. Boom, he took it from my heart. I'm like, man, it's like what's going on? But again, they did not. So they didn't quit. So I ain't gonna quit on them. We go
Right.
down 10. We could come back. You
Yeah.
know, we got the guys to do it. So
Yeah.
again, it's still up in. I'm not gonna give the trade a grade yet, but right now it's at a C. It's at average. If I had to give it a grade, I have to
I'll
give.
take it. I'll take it. I was about to say it was an F if we lost that game. That's how I was feeling because I was
Hey, now for
like you
real.
said, DPJ catching the ball, man. He
He
catch
catch.
it like
He,
when they
I
play
never
it,
seen
I
him
don't have
muff
no
it.
worries.
Yeah, he never muffed it. He never muffed the punt.
He's gonna catch that ball. So it's like sometimes that's where you get off like you want the explosiveness with somebody that's risky, or you want this consistency, like you said, all the time. I know he gonna get the ball back. We just want to get the ball in our offensive hands. We don't need a punt return at this time. Honestly, I would have been fine if he let it bounce in the end zone. Even if we got it at the one. I feel like our momentum was so crazy.
Yeah,
But that goes into my next segment is the defensive stops. We even stopped them, and I feel like the ref helped them on that play. We had stopped them from getting in the end zone. We had a few key stops just on that drive alone. But I want to talk about the defensive stops that game. Like how pivotal were those stops during the game?
amazing. Or do you, like that's when you're judged. Honestly, when it's time to because everything looked good. Remember we was talking about this too with San Francisco. Man, everything looked good. Second half, stopping them, stopping them, stopping them. They now I need to stop, but we let them drive down the field. Seattle, again, it was a change of, I just need you not to give up a touchdown. Get a field goal, we'll go into OT, see what happened. Wasn't getting a stop. This game right here, you know what I mean? Even if you're not ranked high, if you get the timely stops, that's how Kansas City was winning all their Super Bowls and championships. They did not have a high defensive ranking. But when
Mm-hmm.
it's time to get the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hand, they get a stop, you know what I mean? And Patrick Mahomes does what he's supposed to do. This is what our defense did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Down 14, get a stop, we score, then the punt, we even get another stop, honestly. Get an interception.
Right.
Call a hold. Call it illegal. The first man, Denzel Ward locked Odell Beckham Jr. up. They
Mm-hmm.
called illegal contact. The next play,
Right.
my dog gets smacked around and they just let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
They score a field goal there. That's a field goal right there. They gave them. So the refs, just in general, if it's not appealing so much, you need to hold on to the flags, man.
Yeah, it's
Like,
affecting the game.
yeah, it's y'all having too much control of it. I know
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to say it's rigged and all that type of stuff. I'm a person who I don't want to say it's rigged because I enjoy watching it, and I think that is something loud. But and that's why again, going back to pushing the pile, it's been plenty of times where we didn't got a bad call and we lose the game.
Yeah.
That's why this team I feel like is really special, man. Like all those plays, like when I talk to my dad too, he be like, "Son, it's missed calls all the time, it's drop passes all the time, but those teams still win." Y'all, he's like the Browns just not good enough to come back from that. This showed me the Browns are capable of bad calls and turnovers. Do we want them? No. You know what I mean? Nobody comes into the game like I wouldn't want us to turn the ball. We gonna turn the ball over twice and then we still gonna be okay. Like nobody wants those things, but it lets me know that this team is capable of coming back from anything. Again, go back to the defense. We just missed. We just got to stop. We scored a touchdown and then boom, here y'all come, pick six. We got the pick six back from the first quarter that they got on us. So it just showed like again we gonna keep fighting. Great time for Newsom to get his first interception. Great time for him to do again. We bad calls, right? What we do,
Yeah.
like field goal. You know what I mean? A ball don't lie movement, like you hit me
Yeah.
up. Like so, the defense again, timely stops, timely third down convert. Like they played like the number one defense that I know they're capable of playing. Not just against the Cardinals, against a great team at home. Like that was that was great, great,
Like a like
great
a championship defense. Say that.
championship defense,
Like
man.
a championship
Championship
defense. That's
defense.
my boy Brian Brown. I'm just showing everybody Brian Brown.
Man, he always he was going crazy too on Twitter.
Because this is a championship defense, man. No defensive stops. One thing about the game is it's gonna come down. I don't care what nobody talk about, man. They say defense win championships. Even when you just said it, just in those teams that's historic. We could go to Brady and the Falcons. For Brady to have a historic moment, they had to stop them once
Stop.
they hit 21. You get what I'm saying?
28 to 3. What?
Just
Had to get those
just
stops.
just as you went with um um I'm sorry, drawing a blank, but just the Chiefs, as you went with the Chiefs, they needed stops. The Rams, when they won, they needed stops. It came down to them dogs there at the DN. So
Mm-hmm.
to win championship football, you need your defense to step up in times of need. And you got to feel comfortable when they playing a Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. One thing I used to say is like, I'm scared of Lamar Jackson. I believe I told you that before. He
Yeah,
scares me.
yeah.
Like it's because it's like, how do you game plan against him? And I kept telling people he is a thrower of the football. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he's a thrower of the football. And for him to be leading the NFL this year, showing that he can pass the ball, that's even more scarier. So I can't just keep you in the pocket and make you a passer. You get what I'm saying? But Schwartz seemed like he finds a crack in everybody's shield to where it feels like there's no way you can stop them. Going back to the 49ers, where it felt like there's no way you can stop this high class offense. He found the way to get it done. He found the way to isolate Lamar Jackson in the second half. He made him a pocket passer to where now you have to find your reads. But what happens when you have to make too many tight throws? I seen him throw a few tight throws to where I'm like, that could have been a pick. You get what I'm saying? But how many times can you make that throw? We're going to keep going back at you. And that's what I saw him doing, man. I think that this guy, like, that's one of the hires of the year. That's one of the hires of the year. You can't go wrong with that. So, championship football all lies on defensive stops, man. Defensive stops. And going into the next segment is the depth. What is the depth at? What is the depth? Our depth is crazy. We dealing with nothing but dogs all down the line. You could go down the line. Who you want to go with? From the D line to the linebackers to the safeties. You know, the running back got off yesterday. Now I was like, dang, he about to be a problem. He a mismatch. But then I see Taki running up with him down the sideline. Over here blocking the ball. That was supposed to be a touchdown. Taki running with one of the fastest dudes that was on the field. If Taki could do that, which I'm thinking, I don't think he's a weak link, but if he's one of the weakest links on the defense and he playing ball like that, come on, man. I don't think he's a weak link. It's hard to find a weak link on the field. I see everybody that gets on the defense produces, from Tony Fields to Taki to Owusu to Anthony Walker. Who you want to go to Greg Newsome, who showed up yesterday. I've been waiting for him to show up. It was good to see him look like he want to get paid like Denzel Ward. It was nice to see him in there.
Hey man, how'd he
Yeah.
pull a you?
Hey, you feel me? You know how I do on the defense.
Hey man.
No, man, but I was just preaching about the depth at defense.
Uh-huh.
And just to keep going, like the depth at defense is crazy. Like Tony Fields, Anthony Walker. Like I was saying,
You love you some Tony Field.
But if that's our weakest link at linebacker, we doing pretty good.
Oh, for sure.
You get what I'm saying? So if we going into a Taki is looking like the running back. I can't think of his name right now for the Ravens, but the one that scored the touchdown, that looked like the fastest player.
Like Mitchell. He was moving.
He was moving, and so to see Taki running with him up the sideline when he blocked his vision, that was a touchdown.
Great
You
play.
get what I'm saying? That you got Taki running with him. I thought that we had mismatches. So if you got Taki who was able to keep up with a player like that, you got Anthony Walker that's controlling everybody, moving around. He make himself real active. I think a lot of people sleep on Anthony Walker and what he brings to the team. You can see when he go down how the other players react.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? But the depth at defense is wild. What do you say about the depth?
Just every part of the defense is locked in, from the best guy to the least, for sure. You can just tell. Ford, again, he young guy, went out there playing man on man, looking for the ball when he's supposed to, interception. Again, everybody on the Jordan Elliott wasn't somebody we was talking about the first five games. Comes in, blocks the field goal. He's playing well. So when everybody says like you're only as good as your worst player, that's definitely a fact. And it shows, like, again, don't get me wrong, when a top guy like Ward goes out, or, Thornhill goes out, that definitely matters. But again, another signing, McClure, that's his name.
Rodney McLeod.
McLeod.
Yeah.
He signed with us late. He knows Jim Schwartz program. He knew he probably wasn't going to be a starter, but he came in knowing that. I know it's McCoy. It's something. It's not. I don't think it's McLeod, but he played with him before with the Eagles.
Yeah.
He knows his style, knows his system, and boom, came in there. Telling everybody what to do at the back end. So our depth is definitely something that we could definitely be proud about, especially on the defensive end. Taki comes in. I expect Jock to be guarding the running back, but he was able to come in there and do it. Jock made a few plays. Anthony Walker, again, he might not show up like how we went to him too, like on tackles and all that type of stuff, but he's going to get the guys in a position where they're going to be able to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell he didn't play running back in high school, because when he got that ball, he was moving. He was moving. Hey, I love Mr. Anthony Walker, but boy, look the pictures of somebody.
I thought he was.
Hey,
I thought he was looking at the picture.
I was like, look at the picture of somebody. But again, he's a very quarterback of the defense. Again, when Delpit went down a little bit for a few plays, we had somebody to come in for him. Like, again, we want those guys to play, obviously, because they're better. But to have people to come in and still not lose a beat or still get a stop when we're supposed to in the fourth quarter, that says a lot about your team. When Ford comes in and he's able to play corner, We down Mitchell, who played very well last week. Like, for those people to come in and make plays, we got to definitely be happy. Jim Schwartz and those guys over there are coaching those guys up for sure.
Man, shout out! I'm gonna shout out Barry every episode, man, because he deserves it, man. Shout out to Barry doing his thing as usual.
Yeah.
And Miles Garrett is like, who we can't keep getting too far into the episode without talking about Miles Garrett, man. Let's just talk to him for a few minutes, man. How should we already give him the MVP trophy? Like, what are we really talking about at this point, man?
Well, we know that the MVP trophy is going to go to an offensive guy, unfortunately.
Defensive MVP.
Oh, he definitely, or defensive player of the year. If you got FanDuel, if you got DraftKings, if you got any website that you got a future bet on, lock it in now before it gets too high. Lock it in now before it gets. Man, Miles is a freaking animal. It's only been seven players to have six consecutive seasons with 10+ sacks, and he's one of those players.
Right.
You know, so he's getting a lot. If he was playing for the Cowboys, it'll be automatic. It'll be a lot.
Yeah.
But he doesn't play for that team, so
Right.
he has to do more. Again, a lot of football people know who Miles Garrett is. They know he's a beast. But if he'll be on every commercial. If he was with the Cowboy, like if he played for a bigger market. But I'm happy he's with us. I love that he's with us, and I'm love that he happy being a Cleveland Brown. You know,
So,
and he's just one of a kind. He's one of a kind. I remember at the beginning of the year, I had Parsons over Miles Garrett, and it was hard for me to do, only because he's so versatile. But if you are A++ at your position, and I could have somebody who's A- at every other position, I'm taking the A++ guy, and he's proven me wrong, and I'm happy he's proven me wrong because he's a freak of nature, man. He's a beast.
so if Miles was to stop right now, and God forbid that,
Mm-hmm. Hall of Famer? That's you
Hall of
asking.
Fame.
I know you're not asking me. Boy, if I had a gold jacket on, right, boy, I'd go get it right now. Boy, yes, Miles Garrett, man. He does. Defensive Player of the Year definitely puts you automatically up there.
Automatic.
That's the names that's on there. Reggie White, like these guys are like
Hall of Famers.
man, Hall of Famers. All of them already are in the Hall. Lawrence Taylor's on there. Like it's hard to get, especially for those guys back then. But still, not that many people are. TJ, everybody love TJ Watt. I think he probably got hurt last year. That's what messed him up. But I'm not giving him no slot. I'm not giving him no. You know, he played for that other team. So I ain't about him. But yeah, not if that was the case, a lot of other people would do it. He's
Right.
you know. So I'm gonna definitely Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer in my book.
Top 7, man. Give it to me.
Woo! Here we go. Top 7. I'm gonna talk about number 4. Well, number 1 is number 4. He showed again. We talked about he showed toughness, going 14 for 14 in the second half. He made everybody be quiet for a week or two. And again, since he's the games that he started, he's 5-1. He record wise, even though we'll give PJ Walker one of those because he finished the game. But even in the games that he's played, he's been magnificent. I know everybody they want. I don't know what they want to see. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to light up the scoreboard. I need him to make the plays that he was making yesterday. And if we're down 14 points, I need you to make the throws that you need to make, which he did yesterday. So, you know, everybody was mad at him about last year because, you know, he was rusty. This year he didn't come off as great, you know what I mean, as everybody think he should. They think they should snap their fingers and he should be great. That's not going to happen. We're human beings. He has to get back in the flow of things. I was mad too, especially when you come back against the Colts. Didn't play well. I was hot. Tennessee, he showed us flashes like, dang, this is what we paid for. And we thought we was about to see that until he got injured. So I'm just happy that he showed me toughness yesterday, and hopefully we could build from here. Number 2, I think Kevin Stefanski is now in the top 7 coaches. Remember we talked about this before the season. He was like, "Who is he better than? Is he better than?" It's hard to put him a bit above people who have a Super Bowl ring. But right now, Bill Belichick's he's the GOAT. But right now, this season, he's better. He's atop of Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's 2-8 right now. The team is down. So I think Stefanski this year at least is up there with the top coaches, with the Andy Reeds, he beat Harbaugh, he beat Kyle Shanahan, so he has to be up there, and he beat both of those, Harbaugh and Shanahan. Now Shanahan was at home, but he beat Harbaugh. You know what I mean?
On the
On the
road.
road. So I have to put him again in my top 7 coaches. Also put number 3 is I love that we're running by a committee. I love how we bring Ford in. He's playing that Chubb role, and then Kareem Hunt comes in. He bully like he loves the Cleveland Browns. That's one person I'm happy that we had. Him and Ward, both Cleveland boys, and them coming in, showing how much they'll put everything on the line for us. And Hunt shows that every time he touches the ball. I rarely see Kareem Hunt get stopped in the backfield. I rarely see him get negative yards. Like if he gets stopped in the back, we did not block at all. Like he's gonna fall forward. He's gonna do everything he can to get a Tasmania. That he's gonna do whatever he can for us. And I love how we run it by committee. I'm out surprised we didn't see. Maybe you saw. I didn't see him get. I didn't know if he was out for the. They didn't really say anything during the game about it. But Strong not being in there. I mean, maybe he wasn't built. This wasn't his type of style to play against. This
No,
type
it
of.
was they said he was questionable coming into the game. I know he had an issue.
Okay.
I think it was a hamstring issue.
Oh, okay. You
And
don't play
so
with.
even at the kick return that he had, I saw him getting up hobbling. So that was
Okay.
just me paying attention to him. I think that he might have strained it and they probably put him on ice.
But I do like again. I like Strong. So but I do love how we run it by committee. You know what I mean? For you talked about this before, and you was thinking that Stefanski wasn't doing it, but he using all our weapons now. He cool. We get more evolved, more. I just wish more would just fall forward. He
Yeah.
I don't know where he think he at, but he wants to shift fall forward. I like how we using all our weapons. That made me happy too. Coop, Moore, uh, DJ, like DJ. I like that David. I don't know. Why I call him DJ. David, the Joe Cool. Like I'm happy that we using all of our weapons that you say that we have. Um, I still want to see what Tillman has. I know we tried to throw him a jump ball. I want to see what he has. I would love to see if Watkins had got in there. Everybody, we all loved him from the preseason.
Right,
I would
right.
love to see what he could have brought. But I'm happy that we're using all our weapons. Again, we talked about this too. Number 5 for me was our defense showed up. Um, I'm just happy. Again, did we gave up a little bit too much that we would want to, but again, that's a good team over there with a dual threat. Again, we didn't have all our weapons on defense. But we made our timely stops when we need to. I'm so happy that we showed up. Um, Number 6 is going to be. I'm going to have to give my love to D Hop, man. I think D Hop set it up on purpose like that. I think he missed the extra point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was talking
Yeah.
to my aunt about this too. This could have been a blessing in disguise. If we would have tied it, our defense probably would have let up a little bit, like, not being as hungry. But knowing we need a stop in order to win this game probably
Yeah.
helped a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time when it's tied game, like, okay, they let up a little bit. We definitely got the stop that we needed to, and D Hop came in. He cool, calm, and collected after the game. He just like, yeah, like, not too rowdy. He had to make sure the flag wasn't like again, you talking about Andrew Berry, man. Signing D Hop was a major thing to do, and I'm so happy that he did that. D Hop has definitely showed up. Remember last week when he missed it against the Cardinals? I like good. That was a good. I wasn't able to tell, like, come on here and say it, but I was happy he had a miss that had nothing to do with nothing. I want you to miss. We up 27. Like, go ahead, miss that field goal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sorry for the fantasy owners. I got him on fantasy, but he showed up when he was supposed to. That's what I wanted to see too. A game-winning field goal. Like, we got ourselves a kicker, man. I'm so happy about that. And 7, the only thing that I'm like, I wish my boy Chubb was here to be a part of this ride, man. I wish Chubb was here just to be a part of it. Like, just watching our team, like, cause how he play, that's how he is as a player. You know what I mean? Like, head down, going to give you the best I can. And just to not, I know they're doing it for 24, but I would love to like have him playing with this team right here. This team that never gives up. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was like, man, dude, just again, that's how much we love Chubb. Like, I'm so happy about the game and so much stuff is going on. You know what I mean? But I was like, man, having 2-4 there, man, that would have been great, man. Having Nick Chubb there, that would have been great. That's the 7 takeaways that I have from the game. I'm so freaking excited about how this team is playing, man. And I hope my boy in the cold tub right now, man. Hope Watson get cold because he
Uh,
took a lot of lickings, man. Took a lot
hey,
of lickings yesterday.
one thing usually,
What do you
I
like
think
about the
go ahead.
seven? Like, what did you feel about what I was saying about the seven?
So you touched on three things that could have been a whole nother discussion as well with how well Ford is doing. Ford had a
Mm-hmm.
pretty good game. I know a lot of people been on him. I had high hopes from him from the
Yep.
beginning of the season. So it's just like to see Stefanski sticking with his player. That I keep going back to that he sticks to his guys, and that puts a
Mm-hmm.
different belief in you. And I know they hear the chatter saying, "Hey, switch it up, let Kareem start." Or maybe Strong should get in there. So to stick with your
Mm-hmm.
guy, have confidence in him, and then bringing in Kareem, I like that take on it. D Hop needed his own segment. You know what I mean? D Hop is the man, and we never knew that was the D Hop we needed. You feel me? Like you said.
I ain't know that to be how we need it, man.
I felt it yesterday. If people go on Insane Sports Podcast, they'll see that, I put my first half recap and I said that he's going to go down here and win this game. And the
Yep.
reason that I said it like that is because I had that feeling of watching Justin Tucker win games for them. And I'm like, no, that's old.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it in my spirit. Like, man, that's old, man.
You
Like,
definitely
it's
said it
time
at
for
half.
us to
You
start
texted
shining.
me at halftime, and you said he was like, man, Hop about to take over Justin Tucker, and the fact that he didn't, he got his field goal blocked. Like, we don't see stuff like that happen with Tuck.
I
Every time,
knew it was a
like
different day.
You see Steph Curry or Steve Nash shoot a free throw. You just add those points on.
Right.
That's what we used to seeing. So for
Yeah.
that to get a block and for you to call that out like that, that was definitely amazing. He was like, he's like, I'm telling you, just kept hitting me up. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, I'm like, man, I have to be optimistic. I'm like, no, something gonna happen. I'm thinking the refs because they've been calling ticky tack stuff the whole time. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, man, it's something that they want. Like they want something to happen. So I'm like, man, they gonna give us a bogus call, man. Something's gonna happen. Like that's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, a bogus call gonna happen. Then for us to get that stop and the thing, I was like, man, Paul called it, man. And first, I all caps said, I love it. You could sit after, hey, I told him if anybody followed me, I had to go outside and get some breath of fresh. I'm in there going through it. I had to get some fresh air yesterday. I was like, man, hold on, man. Let me
Hey
go
man, I
outside.
had so much confidence in that game. I was literally in this room and I was ready to go live. That's why everything was pure emotions on my live because I was ready because I'm like, we about to win it. I was screaming in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we about to win this game. When he was lining up, they trying to ice him. Go ahead, ice him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you do what you like. What do what you gonna do, man? Like TV commercial. What you want to do, man? Y'all trying to prolong this kick?
Yeah.
You feel me? We about to win this game, man. And I just felt it in my spirit. But one of the last parts, you had said something right after. Go back off that. I think number 7,
What's about Nick Chubb?
Nick Chubb, man. Like it's it just feels different without Nick. You know they playing for him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But like Nick Chubb, like we could talk about him every episode. It
No,
just feels
for
different without him
real.
on the field. And I think about him every time we
Man.
play. Like I want to see his face on the sideline or something.
Yeah,
Like,
like, but that's not his. Because they'll put too much cameras on him every time we run
yeah,
the ball. They gonna show him, so he not like that. But
yeah,
again, obviously Kareem Hunt him said that he in good spirits. But again, go ahead, go because you already know how I like. Remember when we
yeah,
first started this, I was like, man, Chubb might be in my 7 every time because I'm gonna miss him.
yeah,
But
man.
yeah, it's like so. we really gotta preview the next game. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's talk about the next game, man.
Yep.
We
Yep. So
owe
next
hey,
game, what's your predictions?
we owe them.
Yes.
You know how you want to put the fingers to the hey, we owe y'all. We owe them, man. We owe
Hey,
them
for
first,
real though,
man.
we really do.
We owe them, man. You took my
Yes.
dog out.
Yeah, man.
Oh, bro, we owe. Y'all owe down. That's what
Yeah.
you like. People from Cleveland, well, you owe down. Like they owe down. They owe
Yeah.
us for sure.
Hey,
They
give me
owe us.
scores, man.
St. Cleveland. I didn't expect this to be a high scoring game.
Me either.
You know what I mean? For them to put up 30,
Yeah.
I really think we whoop on them though. I'm not even gonna lie. I know it's a well coached team. I'm gonna say, whew,
We got to isolate TJ Watt.
I think hopefully again this is
Jones
all.
back.
Hopefully Jones is back, but in order to sit out a rivalry like a game like that, same thing with Watson. Like in order to sit out against the Ravens, like the first game it had to be something serious. Why? I mean, Jones was already playing with like his shoulder was already messed up. They were saying like stuff was already messed up. So for him to sit out against a rivalry game, no, we need this win. It has to be big.
Yeah.
So I was about to be disrespectful and say like a high number, but I don't know how Hudson's gonna hold up against TJ. I'm still gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it respectful. I'm gonna say 20-10. Hopkins gonna make a lot of field goals for us. You know what I mean? We gonna a defensive touchdown is gonna happen for us for sure. I don't know how it's gonna come, but Kenny Pickett ain't about to be out there like he was against the. Nah, again they owe down. The crowd's gonna be going crazy. It's gonna be because y'all shouldn't have beat us at y'all spot and your crowd.
Yeah, facts.
Y'all not coming to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And we owe y'all. And again, Watson can't lose to Pickett twice. And like, no, again, how much money you making? You a top tier quarterback in my eyes. When healthy, when everything is right. So you can't lose to Kenny Pickett again. Again, we owe them. I'm gonna say 20-10.
So you was talking about high scoring. I'm going with 27-10. I had 10 for a mark, but I think we're
But
going.
again, I was gonna be disrespectful. Mine was 20. Mine was 24-10 first. But I was like, again, Hudson. I don't think TJ gonna let too much happen unless we really.
I don't think it's that type of game. And the reason I say that is because I know Stefanski knows TJ is gonna get off, and he learned from that lesson as well. Because he was giving DeWine problems. You get what I'm saying? Because he's a rookie and he was going against. That was his first game, right?
Yeah, first
Yeah,
start.
so it was like your first game start. I'm sure he wants that one back, but I think they're gonna do different things to isolate TJ because sometimes we try to act like he's not there, and that you don't need to chip him. You get what I'm saying? That you want to line your right tackle up to go one on one with him, but let's isolate him. But why I think it's gonna be different is because we got a running back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we're gonna get back for Chubb. We're gonna run this thing down your throat. And them linemen, if you saw how they was blocking and pushing the pile, these linemen is dogs, man. They got a different type of mentality. They understand this is a rival game, and I want to punch them down their throat.
Yeah.
They do have Hayward back.
They do?
Yes.
Okay. That's major.
That is very
Also,
major.
I know the rankings and stuff, the PFF, whatever. We weren't being they weren't doing well. Our offensive line wasn't performing well like the first 3 or 4 weeks. So now I think again they are coming into their own and get back to what we used to get. I guess at first we probably was trying to be like a spread or whatever. We wasn't trying to really run the ball as much. So they probably again weren't blocking to like how they want to block. So I guess we're going back to how how we used to play. But I do because again we ran the ball well against them the first game too.
Mm-hmm.
That was he was about to have he might have had 150 on it. He was gonna have 150 on him.
He was having one of them days.
Yep, and Ford knows now that he's the starter. He's the bell cow. He got thrown into there. So if this gonna be one for Chubb, this definitely is a game that we need. We definitely need like them to definitely build off of. Thursday we need the Bengals to win. But that's another whole nother segment. We need the Bengals to win
Mhm.
on Thursday for sure. That we could possibly, man, we could be number one in division if we take care of business and the Bengals beat the Ravens.
We'll
And
be number one. Let's go ahead and knock. We got it. I feel like what we doing is taking a head off the dragon.
mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? It's three
Yeah,
heads on there.
yeah,
And we knocking each one off. And you just went up to the Ravens, who was rolling. People were saying they a Super Bowl team. And
man.
I haven't listened.
Best team in the AFC.
I haven't even listened today to anybody's segment or what they talking about. Who knows if they brought up the Browns? That's what we here for. Bringing light to what we do because nobody wants to give us recognition.
Man, they
You
definitely
get what I'm saying? So I know besides all of that, the Cleveland Browns is for real. You feel me? Like
sure.
at the end of the day, we for real. We knocking the head off each snake. But man, that's our episode, bro. You know we'll keep it going.
Man,
My score just to lock it in again is what 2017 and yours
2010.
2010. There it is. Cleveland Browns for the win, man. Enjoy your victory Monday, brother. I appreciate you for
Oh,
taking the time.
100%. 100%. I'm about to eat something I'm not supposed. I'm about to get an ice cream sandwich or something.
Hey, you
I'm about to
deserve it,
celebrate.
brother. Enjoy it.
All right, man. Love you.
Yeah, love, bro. Peace.